Welcome back to Commit to the Bed on Kate's. Okay, you cannot rustle in bed.
Yeah, I sleep on that side of the bed, so this side is like at an angle, so I'm like sinking into
whose fault
you.
is that?
You're right. I should have prepared this months in advance and started sleeping on this side to even it out.
You should have flipped your mattress this morning. Hey everyone, we're recording live from Petra Bab's bed. We have quite the set. We have like a ring light, and it looks like Petra was setting up an adult film in here.
It looks like. Thank you. It looks like what I do in my free time. This is my setup normal.
This is just the bed in general.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious. If every time you had a guy over, speaking of flirty beds, you're like, don't mind that. This is like,
and don't look into the camera. It looks unnatural.
Please don't break the fourth wall. Okay, so in my phone, I have a list of things to talk to you about at the beginning of the podcast.
Okay, cool.
And none of them are really like screaming to me right now. So I'm gonna list some of them, and you stop me when you're feeling like we've hit something that you want to see. I'm like, that registers for you.
I'm like, Eureka!
All right, I wrote down, when are we not post grad? Because aren't we always post grad? Not great, but I wrote that down.
Wait, that's funny because you can make that into a bit. Like whenever you meet people and they're like, "Oh, where did you like?"
Or like, yeah, what are you doing for a living? And we're like 30, and I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm just post grad."
Like, when did you graduate? You're like, 2018. Well, I am post grad. It's after grad.
Well, I'm just enjoying the post grad life. I'm like 40. That's funny. All right, I brought up. I went down a web of TikToks about Hunter Biden and how he basically dated his deceased brother's wife.
What?
Hunter Biden dated his brother's widow after he died. They like got together.
Actually, that's more common than you think. That happens often.
Anyway, so I brought it up to a group of guys at post improv. I was like, oh my god, I was looking up Hunter Biden, and they all go, you mean how big his dick is? All three of them said that. Like, all at what they said it different ways. They were like, oh, his dick, oh, his big, oh, the laptop pictures. And I was like, excuse me?
This is just like a very well-known
Biden's laptop got hacked and all of his pictures got leaked, and he was like schlanging that thing on his photo app. But I was like talking about like the ins and outs of his like addiction and his and they were all like, yo, that dick goes crazy. And I thought that was noteworthy to mention that all the guys said that. So then I was like, is it really that big? And they all pulled up pictures. I was like, that cannot be on my Google search.
I feel bad for him. That's sad. But also, never mind. I'm not going to speak on Hunter Biden. I hope you're doing okay.
Me too. I wrote down that a Tough Mudder would give me a yeast infection.
A Tough Mudder?
You know those races that people run where you just like crawl through mud, and there's like you have to like crawl under barbed wire and like jump fences, and you just get like really muddy. It would give me a yeast infection.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's crazy. And the fact that you said Tough Mudder, thinking I would know what that is.
I feel like everyone knows what a Tough Mudder is.
I've never heard of a Tough Mudder.
How about you get on a different side of the internet and open your mind to something?
You're so right.
You need to spread your wings.
I honestly should go touch grass. I thought you were saying like tough mother and like a silly little accent. I think a tough mudder would give that.
a tough mudder would give me a yeast infection. I know we do a lot of accents. I also just want the listeners to know that Petra got these like fuck ass pillowcases from like Shein, and they literally smell like they were dipped in gasoline, and I like am not doing well.
It's like gasoline, battery acid, like petroleum. Oh, that's gasoline.
It's just like, these are just euphemisms for gas.
It is. And then like garlic for some reason. Like there's a little bit of a garlic smell.
Totally is.
It's like
an Italian restaurant that's like on fire. I am like really not like, I just was trying to like finish that, like maybe I was trying to say like tough mother, and I'm like slurring my words.
This is the first night I've had these pillows in my room, and I'm not kidding you, I had the most wild dream last night that I woke up like in like a panic, like I was not okay.
Well, that's what you get for shopping these horrible sites. Shop local, folks. Shop local and sleep well.
And Let this be a lesson.
Sheen, if you do want us to sponsor you, please let us know. We will sell out like crazy.
I'm like, and that brings us to today's sponsor, Shein. Want crazy dreams? Buy our pillows.
Thank you for sponsoring this episode, Shein. Tiny tops and fucking like hallucinations.
I want everyone to know we're gonna sell out so fast. The moment we can start making money off of this, we will. And
Absolutely. I will do any ad.
and if you start telling me I'm different, you're right. But I'm going to disagree with you, and I'm going to tell you that right now.
If you knew how hard editing a podcast was, you would sell out too.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, do we want more?
I feel like we're yelling at them. We love you.
Speak for yourself. Hate is a motivator. Oh, she's got slippery sheets too. I'm about to slip out the end of the bed. Did we mention we're in your bed?
Oh no, and we also didn't mention that like you're here in person. Like they're like something's different about this episode, but I can't figure it out.
They're like Pedro sent pillows to New York. Yeah, I'm in Colorado. What up?
Hey.
I came to surprise Alex for her birthday. Hey, Alex.
Hey, Alex. Happy birthday. We love you.
I love you. All right. Oh, this is funny. Let's get political on the pod. We already talked about Hunter Biden.
Mm-hmm.
I always know when the election is because I had a crush on a guy for years. This was so revealing. Whose birthday was like on election day when Joe Biden won. And he like had a birthday party and like it was in New York, and so like everything was like popping off because Joe Biden won. And so whenever I'm like, when are we voting again? I'm like, oh. I think I go do his birthday do.
Election.
I'll be at the voting polls.
At the polls, the voting polls.
So sometimes you need a situationship, and by that I mean a crush on a man to get you to the polls.
Wait, whisper in my ear.
Who do you think? Bitch?
Okay, I know who it is.
Like, don't.
I was like, did you guys hear that?
Yeah, it's Esther's good friend. Okay. I wrote down that when I went to Taylor Swift, I went to the Eras tour. This was a long time ago.
Brag.
Yeah, what's up? I got money. I'm just kidding. It did cost me an arm and a leg. But I went to the Eras tour, and when she came out, I jumped up and down and screamed so loud that it was like too much force at once. You know when like you throw up and you pee?
Mm-hmm.
I like screamed so loud that I peed my pants at Taylor Swift. I was wearing a dress and I had Spanx on, so I just like peed the Spanx.
Uh-huh.
But when people are like, how is Taylor Swift? I'm like, I dead ass peed my pants.
I am so shocked that you're like saying this on the pod. Good for you.
I'm trying to be vulnerable. I'm trying to open up to the audience.
That's actually so crazy.
It's not my fault.
No, it's not. Do you know that like at music festivals, people will wear like if they want to get like front row for like Coachella all day, they'll wear diapers.
Well, I always think that when I see like photos of Lollapalooza, I'm like, how the fuck do the people in the front get out? They don't. They can't. Like they're so pressed up against the like what is it called? Band gate ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry,
the rail.
We're literally high on the Sheen pillows right now. Yeah, the rail. That's what.
This is gonna be such a fun episode, you guys.
Yeah. So I peed my pants at Taylor Swift. So when people are like, "How was it?" I'm like, "It was just amazing."
As you would say.
And I was so shocked to the people in front of us. Like there was just like a community vibe going on because like girlies, and they turned around and they were like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "I just peed my pants," and they were like, "Oh my god, same." And I was like, dead ass, and I like was wearing Spanx, so I like showed them, and they were like, "Oh."
They're like, keep that to yourself, girl.
I was wearing cowboy boots. I was in my red era, and Bergen went the night before me, and she was like, "Run to pee between eras, like between albums." So because I had already fucking peed my pants, I was like running to the bathroom, and I was like taking a hard right to like run to the bathroom, and cowboy boots are fucking slippery if you're not like actually a cowgirl, and I fell down. I was running so fast, I full body like slammed down. I was like sober too, and people around me were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I was like, I'm not missing a song. So I like, I was like, I like could have like fucking like torn my ACL and I would have made it back in time for like Speak Now.
That is dedication right there. I would have done the same thing. Moving on.
Well, what I was gonna say is the theme of this week is unknown because I genuinely, and I love you guys so much, I didn't know we were filming until last night at literally midnight.
Yeah.
So I haven't written anything down, so we'll just like see what comes up for me.
I'll go first then. You can...
What theme did you try to follow?
I just did bits like that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so funny. Our friend Alan called us out last night. And when we were like, we can't figure out themes, we'll just do like bits of lately, favorite bits. Alan's like, you guys are so stupid. You're just saying the same thing. But it's like
bits of lately, current bits,
favorite bits, other people's bits. Like, yeah, we know that we're
gonna have more guests soon. The fall is less busy. We're really excited, so just bear with us.
This episode will just be bits in parentheses. Kate's home.
Kate's home, and we're high on Sheen pillows.
Are you ready for my bits?
Yes.
Okay, so this one is when somebody is introducing themselves and you ask where they're from and they say something like so odd, like a place that everyone knows of, like LA, New York, Seattle. You go, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Where is that? You're like, can you point that out on a map for me?
God. Or just get it completely wrong. I love the East Coast when they're talking about Seattle. Oh my God.
Or you can just straight up...
God, you're international?
You can just straight up lie and be like, that's where George Washington is from, right?
Oh my God, the great capital of our great country.
Or just lie and be like, that's just so good.
That's like my family always does. I think I know it's from Blades of Glory. Great movie. They're performing in Denver and Will Ferrell finishes his skating routine and he's like, Denver, I love you. City by the Bay. Like, just fucking cannot get the city right no matter where he is. So my family always, like, if we're in a city, we're like, City by the Bay, Salt Lake City.
I always say whenever I'm out and the bars here in Denver close like very early compared to other places, It closes at like 1:32ish. I know, insane. Actually, they really close at like, I don't know. I haven't been out in so long. God, I haven't been out in so long. But when it closes and everyone's like walking back, I always go, Denver, the city that sleeps.
That's cute.
Thanks.
I feel like people always come to New York and do that kind of bit where they're like, instead of calling it the Big Apple, the big, Orange. Pear,
Oh yeah, this is the city that it never sleeps, does it?
I sleep.
But the city doesn't.
I do sleep.
And on that note, when I come and visit you, I also like scream the Big Apple everywhere, and I'm like, "Where's the Big Apple? Come on, somebody point it out.
Point me to the apple.
Let me take a bite out of that."
One time, my Instagram caption, you can use this if you want, was, "I know New York's the city never." All right, from the top. I know New York's the city that never sleeps, but damn, can I catch a nap?
That's good.
It was cute.
You're very witty. You're very clever.
That's what the kids say.
And then on that note, when I come and visit you, I do this bit, or whenever I come and visit anyone that lives in a different place than where they're from.
Friends that aren't me?
Shh, sweetie. Shut your pretty little mouth.
She touched me with her grubby hands.
Oh, they're clean. Okay. This one I do when I visit you, and I say, like, we're in a very busy place, like Times Square, let's say, and I'll just point at everyone around us, and I'll go, so these are all of your friends? You know all of these people? That's incredible.
I am like more than happy to like embarrass. I'm like, we're such dad vibes when it comes to embarrassing people, like going into a bar, and I'm like, oh my God, so you know Kate, right?
Oh Well, she lives in New York and you live in New York, so I just figured.
Oh my god, sorry, not to detract from your bit. I dated a guy who was 31 for a long time, or I guess he was 30, whatever. He was not okay. I dated him for a long time. He was not 30 for a long time. like I dated a guy who was stuck.
You're like, every year that we celebrated his birthday, it was 30. He had gray hair.
Anyway, if I talked about anyone else, and I do this with other people too, especially now that I'm a little bit older, I'll be like, oh my god, I met this guy the other day. He was 30. Do you know him? Like, no, if I know someone's, like, if I meet a 22-year-old, I'm like, oh my god, we have an intern that's 22. Do you know her? Like, assuming everyone in the same age knows each other.
That is good. That is
Yeah.
funny. I do like that. Or like especially huge colleges like CU
Yeah.
or something like that. If I know somebody else from CU, I'm like, my best friend Kate went to CU. Did you guys have any classes together?
Classes together.
So this next bit is kind of going back to restaurant bits. Let's say thank you, Kate. Let's say that you're at like a really fancy restaurant, like steakhouse, whatnot, whatever, and they bring it out to you and you're like having the first bite and you look up at everyone, you go, oh my gosh, you guys, this tastes just like the McRib. And it can be any food. It can be any food as long as it's super, super fancy. And it's even better if the waiter hears you because then they take so much offense to it.
I think it's funny also if you're somewhere like a 5-star Michelin type thing where like it comes out and it's like the most intricate ingredients you've never heard in your life, and you lean to someone next to you and you go, I could have made this. When it's like something so absolutely clear that you could never have done.
You look at them and you go, I mean, we could have gotten Taco Bell.
Yeah. Wow, that was a pretty pricey crunch wrap.
Oh, that's so good. Back to restaurant bits. Back to our roots. Okay, this next one is okay, this is to phone bits. These are like all the bits that I wish I would have done on other bits, basically.
Retrospective.
Yeah, retrospective bits. So this one is when you're on the phone with somebody and then you're rejoining the group, but you're about to hang up on that person. You just start like making fun of everyone in the group or just saying like, yeah, give me a second. I have to hang out with these freaking losers. Yeah, I'll just like come up with an excuse to like get out of here. Hang up the phone and look at everyone. You're like, I gotta go let my dog out.
Or picking up the phone and pretending no one's in the room. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, the classic where it's like, no, I'm not busy. You know?
Yeah, you're like in the middle of like something so important. You're like, no, I'm not busy at all. What's up?
I think it'd be funny if you're having a really serious moment and you need a laugh break, because that's me.
Mhm.
To pick up your phone. If no one, it doesn't matter if someone's calling, pick it up and be like, no, go ahead. Just like get out of like a quick like serious combo.
Something so important. You're like, hey, I gotta take this, and you like pick up your phone. Nothing's on there.
Hey, I gotta take this. You're playing Candy Crush.
This is really important. You just start looking at TikToks. Hold on, I gotta do this real quick.
Hang on, work call.
Hang on, I gotta do this real quick. You have your phone on full blast. You're just watching reels.
The worst ones. You're watching like Lele Pons.
King Badge. Just like old Vine compilations.
You're watching Mr. Beast in like 28-part like segments. You know what I mean?
Yes, on TikTok to like not watch a full video. You're rewatching like the Born Identity movie with like Subway Surfers in the background. It has like so much music over it. And then like some AI voice is speaking about like what's happening in the movie. All right. You guys stayed with us on that one, right? We didn't go too far with that bit,
Yeah,
did we?
I love the bit of like using the phone to pretend that they can't see you or hear you and just like acting a fool.
My favorite bit is just acting a fool.
I mean, it goes back to my ex-boyfriend's bit where he would talk for so long and then he'd hang up and be like, Yeah, wrong number.
Who was it? I have no idea.
Yeah. Oh no. I don't even have the number saved.
Seems nice though.
Great guy. He's coming later.
Oh, that is a good one. Okay, this is my last one. How when you are wearing the same thing or something similar to somebody else, you go, "Oh my gosh, thank God you got the memo," or or like, "Oh, good, you got my email."
I love an email. That's funny.
Thanks.
I don't have anything to say to that. That's good.
That's okay, thank you. You're like, no notes. Normally, I just edit it out, but Kate will give me notes on all of my bits.
I'm like, Pedro, you can't say that.
You're like, do it again, but this time with more talent.
Say it like I would. I'm just kidding.
She line reads me. She's like, do it like this. Kate writes all my bits.
I email it to you. No, that was a great one.
Thank you.
Oh my god. You got the email.
You got my email. All right. Irelink.
Okay. This is my list of bits.
I'm ready.
Don't look.
I'm not looking.
She's fucking copying off my paper.
I'm like writing them down.
All right. I like this one where I have to be in a silly, goofy mood to do it. But when you're at a bar or at a concert or at a music festival and someone's like trying to, or a beach, Central Park, where people are like all waving to get people's attention, like they're all like, I'm over here. I will, if I'm in the in between them and their friend, I will wave. I'll go, hey, hey.
You're like, me? Are you waving at me?
Yep. I see you. Hi. Like wave until they like.
You walk over and you're like, okay, I'll give you an autograph.
Yeah, I'm like, hi. Yeah, I love just blocking someone's way. And they're like, no, not you. And I'm like, hey.
You walk up to them and you like keep waving. And then their friend like walks up behind you and they're like coming and talking. Oh no, they were waving at me.
Oh, sorry. That must have been confusing for you.
This is so embarrassing for you. They were waving at me.
My next bit is when something like, or if I go on a big rant or like I make like there's a big situation or something happens or like everyone stops laughing or any sort of like natural end to something, I'll go and scene. Okay. Whoa. All right. Scene. Okay, that was good, guys. That was good.
I love that. Like, or if you're just like kind of, it's a great way to like center yourself if you're like bouncing off the walls and people are like, chill, Petra. And I'll go, and scene. What did you guys think of that?
Yeah. In high school, you used to say, okay, that was good. Let's take it from the top this time and like direct people. Have we already talked about that?
I can't remember if we have. Sorry if we have. But I will also do is like if we all are like jamming in the car like so hard and having so much fun or like, I don't know, just singing and doing our own thing. After the song ends, I'll go, okay, everyone take 5. Let's take it again from the top.
Okay. Listen, that was good, but we need better. We need hot. We need more energy. Okay.
Let's do it again, but with more talent, as Kate would say.
Or I love like, like and scene. Okay, good dress rehearsal, guys. This was good. This was good.
And scene. I love doing that.
Everyone, get some water. Run your lines. Let's do that again. Yeah, I'm big on and scene when like no one else has a joke or something at the end of something. I'll just be like, okay, all right, let's move on to the next. Let's get set up for the next one.
I do it to my doo-doo. I do it to my niece and nephew. They're almost 2 when they like have a tantrum.
Yeah.
I'll go, and scene. That was great. A lot of energy.
Okay, the emotion was there.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear you. I could hear that. Okay, so let's try it again where you don't do that.
And I shouldn't use the word tantrum. They don't really have tantrums. They just like sometimes will like cry. I'm like, I just want to like make sure I'm not offending them.
They're fine. Okay, this one, I do this a lot when I have to send a photo to someone of anything, like a screenshot or like a photo of me, like what I'm wearing. That I do it a lot. Like people are like, what are you wearing tonight? And I send a picture and they're like, okay. And I go, did you make that your background?
You do say that.
Or I'll send like a group of photos to someone and I'm like, make that your background. Hey, make that your background. I look good in that.
You can take it with how Meredith, our lovely, lovely guest, if you haven't listened to that episode, go listen to it. Meredith Dietz. She does the spank bank thing. You can send that and be like, did you save that for your spank bank?
Yeah. Yeah. I love the idea of it being a photo that like doesn't include them at all. And being like, go ahead. Save that to your phone. I know you want to.
You're like, make that your new Christmas card.
Oh my god, I'm obsessed with this movie called Cha Cha Real Smooth. Amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it and then text me and tell me that I was right about how great it is. He's like an older brother by like 10 to 15 years, and his brother's getting dressed for a bat mitzvah, and he's like, oh wait, hang on, turn around, and he turns around and then he spanks him and he goes, yeah.
You're just like, I
like telling someone like, oh wait, hang on, there's something, turn around, and then spanking them.
I love that.
Obviously only do it to a consenting person. Something I like to do, and I think this is kind of popular actually, is calling a group of people or a like group of friends or like all of your coworkers a cinematic universe, instead of like being like, oh well, you know, the Arapaho cinematic universe. Like calling like, you know, like Petra's cinematic universe is like Petra's like family and her boyfriend and like all of her exes, and like, you know, oh, that's just someone from Petra's cinematic universe.
That's so I'm gonna start using that
good.
one. That one's
It's
really,
fun.
really good.
Yeah, or like, yeah, just explaining to, oh well, you wouldn't know, that's from not from your cinematic universe. Instead of being like, you wouldn't get it, like, you know, you have to be there. It'd be like, oh well, that doesn't really fit into your cinematic universe. So,
or like you can also do it with your, I mean, going to Taylor Swift, because we love Taylor Swift, like your eras.
yeah,
You can also do that as well. Like, oh, that was my Denver era. Like when you lived here, like most of your life.
I go on an eras tour.
You're like, that was my high school era. They're like, what?
I know, like quantifying everything as if like you're like a star.
You have had a lot of eras though, Kate. We don't talk about that nearly enough. Like, you were almost a part of the Mormon church. Like,
I know someone last night was talking about a book club book that they wanted to read about a girl who leaves the Mormon church, and I go, I wrote that. I literally was like low-key a Mormon for a second.
you were. It wasn't even low key. It was like high key. You only hung out with Mormons.
It's like a lyric from like a Lil Wayne song.
Not low key, but high key.
Yeah, I was Mormon except for the fact that I didn't belong to the church.
Yeah, you were.
I like acted the part.
You were culturally Mormon.
I was fiscally Mormon, socially liberal.
You were like, I would not touch coffee with a
No, it was crazy. Yeah, so Mormon, definitely part of my life.
You wore the garments.
I know so much about Mormons, and my brother lives in Salt Lake City, and like I've seen Book of Mormon 1,000 times, and like I'm studied up.
A lot of people don't know this about me, but I am pretty obsessed with the Mormon church as well. Not so far as Kate, as I would like join, like culturally.
Kate just so desperately wants to be me.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
she had to learn.
Who told you?
Hang on.
Hold on. Forget about them. Who told you? Yeah, but I will study up on them, and I just want to know like all of their culture.
Read the book, Ask Alex, whatever that book was called.
Once I figure out how to read, I'll do it.
It's over for all you.
That's another bit that I do often is like, or I did that one time. I've mentioned it before with, and by the way, do you read? When I bring up like a book to people and I'm like, hey, like I've been reading this really good. Oh, I'm so sorry. I should have asked first. Do you read? Can you read?
Circling back to restaurant bits, the waiter hands, like again, have to have a funny waiter, but the waiter hands someone a menu and you go, just give that to me. He can't read. He can't read that. I got this.
That is so funny. Oh my god, I'm gonna use that tonight. I'm gonna like make me.
She's got dinner plans.
I don't. I'm gonna like make us go to a dinner
Just
to use that bit. That's so funny. Okay, I feel like we've done enough.
Yeah, we're bitted up.
We're bitted up. We're bitted out.
Listen, guys, we're really excited for the fall of Commit to the Bit. We're gonna have a bunch of guests on. A lot of fun guests. We love you so much. Obviously, rating us helps us. I don't think people know that. It does boost us a lot in the search engine stuff.
Not just for search engine, but like ego, like
Yeah, that's what I get off to. I read the reviews. It was so fun to be in person with you, Petra. I love you.
I love you, and I'm so sorry that I got you so high off of these pillows.
It's okay. I also just like sweated through your sheets.
That's okay.
Like I'm gonna stand up and there's gonna be like a Kate Spencer stain.
Are you promise it's not
A
pee?
KSS. Isn't sweat also pee?
I don't know.
Someone Google that. We love you.
Love you. Bye, guys.